What do a Civil War refugee, a teenage girl from London, a Soviet exile, and two guys on electric cellos have in common? Well, they didn't just play the cello, they redefined it. And in this video, I'm listing my top 20 cellists that made the world stop and listen. Let's dive in. Coming up at number 20, considered the first cello star from Italy, Luigi Boccherini. Boccherini was the first cellist to write hundreds of works where the cello led the story. Sonatas, string quintets, concertos. He took cello playing out of the shadows and made a dance. If you're enjoying the ride so far, hit that like and subscribe button. Let's keep going. He didn't just compose, he codified cello technique. And his high school of cello playing is probably one of the most important things that we cellists need to play. The soul of the cello. When 13 years old, Pau Casals found a dusty Bach manuscript in a Barcelona shop, the world changed. No one played Bach's cello suites back then. He made them legendary. Casals later became a symbol of peace and human dignity, refusing to perform under the dictatorship of Franco and playing at the United Nations in his 80s. What about you? Who was the first cellist that gave you goosebumps? Let me know in the comment section below. I would love to hear your story. Coming up next, a pupil of Casals, but never a shadow. Gaspar Cassado fused Spanish flair with French elegance and gave us some of the most beloved 20th century works for cello, including his stunning suite for solo cello, a showpiece for color and rhythm. Coming up next, Emanuel Feuermann. He was called the most perfect cellist of all time. Tragically died at 39, but his recordings reveal a cellist with unmatched fluidity and elegance. He opened doors for what cello technique could achieve. Next up, the philosopher showman. He fled Russia with nothing but a cello, joined the Berlin Philharmonic at the age of 21, and went on to become a star. This is Gregor Piatigorsky. Now we have the first female cello icon. In a time when women were rarely seen in concert stages, Zara Nelsova stood tall, often called the Queen of the Cello, and inspired countless girls to pick up the instrument. visit the French cello school. Pierre Fournier. Fournier had elegance like few others. He refined tone and understated artistry made the cello sing with French grace, influencing generations of cellists in both Europe and the US. Continuing with the French cello school, Paul Tortelier. Tortelier was a sculptor of sound. Warm, passionate, and deeply philosophical, he was one of the great teachers and ambassadors of cello in the mid-20th century. Next up, the flame that burned bright. A teenage prodigy, a poetic force, and a heartbreak. Her Elgar cello concerto became the definitive performance, raw, lyrical, and human. Struck by MS at just 28, she stopped playing, but her recordings still move listeners to tears. Janos Starker. He wasn't just a technician, he was a machine with a soul. Starker's tone was razor sharp and his interpretations deeply analytical yet full of fire. He survived Nazi labor camps, fled Soviet-occupied Hungary, and went on to reshape cello pedagogy at Indiana University. More than 100 composers wrote for him. Shostakovich, Prokofiev, Britten, Piazzolla, and so on. And why? Because he played like a man on fire. He risked his life for artistic freedom in the Soviet Union and made the cello as a weapon of resistance. Mstislav Rostropovich, aka the warrior of the cello. Mischa Maisky, the romantic rebel. The Russian cello soul, Natalia Gutman, known as the soul of Russian cello in the 20th century. Her playing is deep, unfiltered, and fearless, a bridge between Soviet strength and modern expressiveness. as the queen of the Soviet school, Natalia Shakhovskaya brought unparalleled intensity and clarity to her playing and went on to teach generations of cellists at the Moscow Conservatory and later at Reina Sofia in Madrid. Daniil Shafran was a highly regarded Soviet cellist known for his remarkable geniusity, talent, and expressive playing style. He is often considered one of the most distinguished cellists of the 20th century. Shafran's cello performances were characterized by their deep emotional depth. The next cellist, he played for President Kennedy at the age of 7. After that, he played for everyone. This is Yo-Yo Ma. Stephen Isserlis, the storyteller. Isserlis doesn't just play music, he tells it. Champion of gut strings, obscure composers, and historical performance, he brings depth to everything he touches. The virtuoso visionary. An Argentine powerhouse based in Europe, Sol Gabetta blends style, intelligence, and fire. She's brought charisma back to the stage and is a favorite on concert rosters worldwide. Now, completely different from what we had before, but I also consider them guys that changed the cello. You know, 10 years ago, I was walking on the streets with my cello and I often get this classical question. Wow, is that a guitar? No, it's not. But then two guys made a change into that. Since then, people are asking me, is that a cello? These are the giants who made the cello what it is today. If one of your favorites is missing, let me know in the comment section below. Perhaps we're gonna need a part 2 for that. If you enjoyed this journey through time and tone, like this video, subscribe and share this with a friend who needs to hear this. And in the comments, tell me, who is the cellist that changed your life? Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.